Leo Tolstoy, renowned for his epic novels War and Peace and Anna Karenina, was not just a storyteller but also a profound philosopher and social reformer. His works are imbued with deep reflections on life, morality, religion, and the human condition. To understand Tolstoy's philosophy, it is essential to know a bit about his life. He was born on September 9, 1828, in Yasnaya Polyana, Russia. He came from an aristocratic family, but experienced loss early, with his mother passing away when he was 2 and his father when he was 9. The exact causes of his parents' deaths are not entirely clear from historical records. His mother, Maria Nikolaevna Tolstaya, died in 1830. Historical accounts suggest that she died from complications related to childbirth, although specific details are sparse. His father, Nikolai Ilyich Tolstoy, passed away in 1837. The cause of his death is less documented, but it is generally believed to have been a sudden illness, possibly apoplexy, a historical term for what we might now call a stroke or other acute medical condition. The loss of his parents at such a young age had a significant impact on Tolstoy, contributing to his profound sense of the impermanence and fragility of life, which would later be reflected in his philosophical and literary work. In the 1850s, he served in the military during the Crimean War, which exposed him to the brutal realities of conflict and influenced his later pacifist beliefs. His literary career began with semi-autobiographical works like Childhood, Boyhood, and Youth, which earned him early acclaim. However, it was his later masterpieces, War and Peace, published in 1869, and Anna Karenina, published in 1877, that solidified his place in literary history. These novels explored themes of love, family, and the search for meaning, reflecting Tolstoy's own philosophical inquiries. In the late 1870s, Tolstoy underwent a profound spiritual crisis, leading to a radical transformation in his beliefs. Rejecting his earlier hedonistic lifestyle, he embraced a form of Christian anarchism, advocating for nonviolent resistance, simplicity, and asceticism. This period produced influential works such as The Kingdom of God is Within You, which was published in 1894. That work later inspired figures like Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. Tolstoy's moral philosophy is centered on the idea of nonviolence and the imperative of living a morally upright life. He was greatly influenced by the teachings of Jesus, particularly the Sermon on the Mount. Tolstoy interpreted Christ's teachings as a call to absolute pacifism and a rejection of all forms of violence, including state-sanctioned war and capital punishment. The philosophy of nonviolence has been a cornerstone of many modern social movements. For instance, Gandhi's nonviolent struggle for Indian independence was directly inspired by Tolstoy's writings. The civil rights movement in the United States, led by Martin Luther King Jr., drew heavily from the principles of nonviolent resistance. These movements underscore the enduring power of Tolstoy's moral philosophy in effecting social change. Tolstoy's spiritual crisis led him to a radical reinterpretation of Christianity. Disillusioned with organized religion, he sought a return to what he saw as the true teachings of Jesus. He emphasized a personal, direct relationship with God, one that was free from the dogma and rituals of institutionalized religion. In his work, Confession, Tolstoy recounts his existential crisis and his search for meaning, in which he had come to the place of wrestling with the moral implications of suicide and the meaning of life. He concludes that true faith is found not in the doctrines of the Church, but in living a life of love and compassion. Tolstoy's religious philosophy is profoundly existential, focusing on the individual's inner transformation and adherence to a moral code based on love and nonviolence. In that book, Tolstoy railed against his former understanding of religion, saying, "I can no longer believe in any faith, and I must consider that I have been a wicked man who has lived only for my lusts and vanity." Of his new understanding of spirituality, he said, "I experienced a state of soul, with its principal characteristic, a calm and tranquil state, so unlike the preceding states of mind, out of which had grown all my doubts and suffering." Tolstoy journeyed towards a more personal and introspective spirituality, distancing himself from organized religions, dogmas, and rituals. He emphasizes a shift towards inner peace and moral clarity, as opposed to external religious structures. In today's world, where organized religion often faces criticism for its role in conflicts and its resistance to change, Tolstoy's emphasis on a personal, lived faith offers a compelling alternative. His idea that true religion is about ethical living rather than adherence to rituals resonates with many who seek spirituality outside traditional religious institutions. Tolstoy also provided us with useful reflections on the meaning of life. In War and Peace in Anna Karenina, Tolstoy explores the complexities of human existence and the search for purpose. His characters grapple with profound existential questions, reflecting Tolstoy's own quest for meaning. Tolstoy believed that the meaning of life could be found in love and selfless service to others. In War and Peace, Prince Andrei Bolkonsky's transformation from a disillusioned aristocrat to a man who finds peace in family and nature exemplifies Tolstoy's belief in the redemptive power of love and connection. In 1910, at the age of 82, he left his home by train in a dramatic and well-publicized departure. He was seeking solitude and a simpler life, consistent with his philosophical beliefs about renouncing wealth and worldly possessions. He initially intended to go south, possibly to a monastery or a peasant's hut, where he could live in peace and obscurity. He was accompanied by his doctor and daughter, Alexandra. They traveled by train. During the journey, Tolstoy fell ill at the remote railway station of Ostapovo. He was taken to the station master's house, where his health rapidly declined. Despite the efforts of doctors and his family, Tolstoy succumbed to pneumonia and died on November 20th, 1910. His dramatic final days were closely followed by the media, and his death was widely mourned as the passing of one of the world's greatest literary and philosophical minds. In our fast-paced, materialistic world, Tolstoy's emphasis on love, family, and service as the foundations of a meaningful life offers a poignant counterpoint. The modern pursuit of happiness often focuses on success and material wealth, but Tolstoy reminds us that true fulfillment lies in our relationships and our contributions to the well-being of others. This perspective is increasingly relevant today, as more people seek purpose beyond consumerism. Movements emphasizing minimalism, community service, and environmental stewardship reflect a growing recognition that a meaningful life is built on values that transcend material success. Tolstoy's legacy is not just in his literary masterpieces, but also in his profound philosophical contributions. His thoughts inspire us to strive for a more compassionate, just, and meaningful world. As we navigate the complexities of modern life, Tolstoy's wisdom offers a guiding light, reminding us of the enduring power of love, morality, and inner transformation.